All right, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. I got Richie filling in today. Rich, how we doing, man?
Hey, it's Friday Night Eve, Duke. How's it going your way?
Oh, same old, same old. It can't complain too much. Thursday night football kicking off. We got Old Dominion Troy going at it. There's all kinds of things going on. Also we got the various things going on. Brian Dable out as Giants head coach.
Feel bad for Dayball. He was given a unfair hand, in my opinion. I think he's a good
Uh,
coach. I think he'll land somewhere else.
Wonder if he'll be the coach at Penn State.
I don't know. There's some stuff floating around out in the Twitterverse.
I would be. I don't. Yeah. I mean, he was the offensive coordinator at Alabama, but I don't know if he wants to coach college football. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
More than anything, it's like, does he want to coach college football? I don't know. We're getting some questions on the old TikTok as well. If you can do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button and help us grow this thing. That would be much appreciated. Also, we're live on Twitter as well, and hitting the like and subscribe button helps us a ton, more than what people think. What do you think, Rich? Who do you like, Oklahoma or Bama? We'll just kick it right off with some TikTok questions.
I'm gonna go with Bama. Roll Tide. Ty Simpson's playing lights out this year.
You're rolling with the Tide, huh?
Rolling with the Tide. Who you liking that one, Duke?
I myself really like I like Alabama to win that. I do. There's going to be a lot of speculation that comes with it. How well Ty Simpson plays. Oklahoma's pretty good on defense. They are Oklahoma, for all intents and purposes, is playing for their playoff lives.
Yeah, because they're at what two? They're at 2 losses this year.
Yep.
Already. So one more there.
Mm-hmm. You got Oklahoma, then you have Texas also right there with them, playing for their playoff lives as well. I don't know exactly where it's going to shake out, but I think that we're going to get a more clearer picture of the college football playoff. Can't say that we're not. It's And also, just a side note, these Patriot uniforms are awful.
See, I like them.
Those are awful.
I like them.
What's wrong with each team just wearing their best fit?
What they need to do with Thursday night games, and my cousin has been saying this for 15 years, throwback Thursday night games. Where are your throwbacks?
Yeah. I was really shocked that the Eagles wore black on the road the other night. I was hoping they would wear black on Black Friday.
Yeah. I was shocked too when I saw that when they announced that on Twitter. I was like, really? Black?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but it is what it is. As we're going through it, I posted the short of us talking about a possible 3-loss team sneaking into the playoffs. I'm sure that's going to generate some buzz. Like I said, Big Ten people will lose their minds when it comes to it. But speaking of the playoffs, I guess we'll get right down into it. Texas A&M's resume versus Indiana's resume. I have some numbers that I can go down. A&M's best wins are Notre Dame, Missouri, LSU at this point. Indiana has beaten Oregon, Iowa, Illinois, and they killed Illinois.
Yeah.
their strength, A&M's strength of schedule is ranked 15th as of today. Indiana is 33rd. Indiana is number 2 in the FPI, and A&M is 7th. Did the committee get it right?
Yes. Just think about it. Indiana went to Eugene and beat Oregon in Eugene, and that they had the longest, was it 26-game win streak at Austin
Yeah,
Stadium. I
yeah,
mean, that was the big road victory for them. The Penn State victory this past weekend, that one, I don't know. I mean, a win's a win, but to me, I mean, they should have handled their business right from the get go.
I would have thought, but whoa. I think we're comparing apples to oranges here a little bit. And the reason why I say that is because you have both of these teams, Indiana and A&M, their biggest wins have came on the road. Indiana or A&M going to Notre Dame Stadium, which it's hard to win there, and no doubtably it's hard to win in Outson as well.
Right. I mean, duly noted. I mean, both places are tough to play on the road, hostile environments. I think those are a quality win for each team.
Right. But anyway, I'll get that later. But I was looking at it as far as the FPI rankings. It just depends on what rankings matter to you, honestly.
Right. Honestly, yep.
And I don't think that once you tear down the bones, let's just say in a abstract world, Indiana wins the Big Ten. If Indiana wins the Big Ten, they're unanimously number 1, right?
Correct. I would put them at number 1.
So here's the issue. If A&M wins the Big Ten, what is more meaningful? An undefeated Big Ten champion that beats Ohio State, that's been number 1 for pretty much all year? Or is it the team that's going to beat probably number 3 or 4 Alabama in Atlanta?
I'd say the number 1 Indiana team.
I would say I would lean the number 1 Indiana team. Also, even though we can't do it this year, but are we going to have to come to this realization that Indiana is for real and that this is the new era?
I've been saying it since last year, since Signetti took over. You know, he's turned that program around in 2 seasons. He has people talking about the Indiana Hoosier football team, not basketball team, football team.
Right.
To me, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. I mean, Indiana, they've always been the lapdog that you just drag around all game long. And this year, they're beating people to sleep. I mean, shit, they almost hung 70 on Illinois.
Yeah. Also getting some fantasy questions here. Lindsay 007 says, should I pick up Stingley since Dobbins is hurt this week? I say yeah.
Yeah.
If that's your only option. I guess we'll change the conversation a little bit, but staying with Texas A&M. Is Marcel Reed getting slept on? Because we were talking about the Heisman the other day, and it didn't dawn on me until after I posted the clip. Are we sleeping on Marcel Reed to?
I think he is. I think people are sleeping on him as well. The kid's good
to win the Heisman.
I was just thinking about that the other night when I posed that question in the chat. You know, nobody's really talking about that quarterback out of A&M.
That's what I was thinking about as well. Also, like I said, Thursday night football on. It's grim and bare. The Jets, Patriots. Do you have an opinion on that?
It's the Jets. They're playing for that number 1 overall pick.
That's what I was thinking.
I think they're going to try and put some effort in, but that, they got rid of Sauce Gardner, they got rid of Quinn Williams. They're stocking up for the future. And I saw that graphic on Thursday night. They got 2 first rounders this year. They got 3 first rounders, I think, next year, 27.
Yeah, they got a lot of
picks. I mean, they got a lot of picks. They're trying to resurge that team, that franchise, from what I remember in the early 2000s when they were competitive with Pennington and Laveranues Coles. I mean, because they've been irrelevant ever since then, Duke.
Right. We're getting some people on TikTok saying A&M should be number 1. I think they have a case. I think we got to see how the rest of the season plays out before anything.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, Duke, too. I mean, honestly, you have three teams that can be in either one, either side of the country who they, SEC country, they probably want A&M, Big Ten. You could have either Ohio State or Indiana.
I think
those
looking
are
at it,
3 cut teams in my eyes.
I think looking at it, you could have 5 guys in a bar walk into the bar and you ask them randomly, who you think should be number 1, Indiana or A&M? I think it would be 2-3 and 3-2, depending on who you asked and what part of the country.
Yep.
I don't think that, and this is where I get not cranky about it, but I would say that we're to the point to where we're so far down the road, and we're going to get into the games this weekend. We're so far down the road, it's going to fall to whoever is ranked the highest and where they're going, what way they're trending. Because last year we seen Oregon dominate all year, get in the playoffs, and they ran into a buzzsaw that was Ohio State. But I mean, Ohio State had the best roster, and I think they have probably the best roster this year. It's.
I still think in my eyes, I still need to see more from Ohio.
From Ohio State.
They need to see. I need to see some adversity.
Are you okay? I guess we'll jump into this conversation now and rip the Band-Aid off. Some people are vehemently, as you can see over the internet, everybody has an opinion on it. Do you think the Big Ten is fundamentally better than the SEC right now? Or is Ohio State just really good?
I mean, I still like Cignetti and what he's done. I mean, I think the Big Ten's better.
I think the Big Ten to me is more top heavy. To a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
I don't think, as you go up and down the conference, I think, looking at it, is Vandy better than Minnesota? It would just depend on where
I think leaps and bounds. Yeah, they're better than Minnesota.
Is Tennessee better than Minnesota?
Yeah.
Is Vandy better than Michigan?
No, I don't think Vandy is better than Michigan.
You think they make the playoffs this year?
Michigan?
Both teams, Vandy and
if Michigan beats Ohio State, they're, if not, they're out. Vandy wins out. If they beat Tennessee, they're in. I see Vandy being like a 10 seed.
I think, but Vandy's got to beat Tennessee, though.
Yeah, I mean, they have to beat Tennessee, but if they beat Tennessee, I see them being a 10 seed regardless.
So, I don't know. Oh, boy, there is a lot going on Twitter that I don't want to get into, but oh, boy. Gronk in attendance tonight, Randy Moss in attendance tonight for Thursday Night Football. As we're looking at it, I guess we can go over some games. Friday night pretty much gets the P4 kicked off. Clemson goes on the road to Louisville. I like Jeff Brom in that one.
Yep. It's cooked for the Tigers and at Clemson.
I think that they just have to realize that. I don't think they're going to make a move on Dabo. I really don't.
They'd be foolish to get rid of Dabo.
I think so, because
he got 2 natties in that 14 playoff era. That's pretty damn good. 2 of them against the greatest coach of all time.
Right. So I think trying to move on Dabo is a dumb move.
You'd be resetting just like Penn State.
And here's the thing, Penn State, they're not getting. I think their best shot is to throw everything they can at Eli Drinkowitz.
You think Drink would make the move from SEC country to Big Ten country?
I think here's the deal. At Penn State, Franklin rode the wave for 12 years of being 10-2. You have to ask yourself, if you're Penn State, does Eli Drinkowitz get you over
the hump?
Get you over the Ohio State hump? And a lot of people can say a lot about that. About that win. Aaron Judge wins his 3rd career AL MVP. I'm sure no one's shocked. No. And I'm building to a point here. We're just going down the open jobs because it's going to come up. I have a Gators pullover on.
You do? I thought that was a Detroit Pistons pullover.
No, give me 1 second. I got to plug my laptop in. But think of it this way. Give a reason why you would hire Eli Drinkowitz at Penn State. I got to plug this laptop in or else we're up a creek, all right?
Yeah. Sorry. Well, I mean,
sorry,
Drinkowitz.
Right back.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Drinkowitz, I mean, Missouri, no one's really talked about Missouri, too, kind of like how people haven't talked about Indiana football. They were in a tough battle this year with Vandy this year that went down to the wire. I mean, maybe that's that's probably the good hire for Penn State in Creepy Valley to maybe get them over the hump in the Big Ten. I mean, because Penn State has only had 1 victory over Ohio State, and that was in 2016 on a blocked field goal that was taken back for the touchdown. So, in my eyes, that could be the hire that gets them to where they need to be, where people are talking about them nationally, and has some respect on their name. Because I mean,
I'm back.
You're back now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to plug that laptop in. But yeah, making the case for Drink, I don't think is out of the realm of possibility. But if you're Penn State, you have to make the case in order to get him. And also, he does have a win over Ryan Day. It was in a bowl game, but he's got a win over him.
I mean, that's true. Ohio State had their JV team in that game, but it was a win. A win's a win.
Yep. So I think that undeniably, do I think Drink would fit in at Happy Valley? Yeah. I mean, he's at Missouri, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I mean, Missouri. When's the last time anybody ever talked about Missouri football, dude?
Chase Daniels.
Dude, that was like 18 years ago when they were number 1. Remember when they played Kansas?
So that makes us old.
Oh shit, makes us very old. Makes me old.
I was in middle school.
I was either a junior. I think I was a junior at Kent.
Oh,
that 2000?
Speaking of that, they got the wagon wheel back, man.
Hey, the wagon wheel is back. I know Chris Drew is very salty about that loss with his beloved Zips. Go Flashes. I know my dad and I, we were ranting and raving. We were running up and down the street in the neighborhood, yelling "Go Flashes" with our Kent State flag.
Is your dad getting a picture with the kids in the wagon wheel? Does he have enough pull up there at Kent to get that done?
Dad has some steady contacts at good old KSU. He's gonna arrange some things, I think.
That's good. And they signed the coach. Hey, things are looking up. The only thing Kent State needs to do is bring back the throwback unis with the flashes on the helmets. And
they've quadrupled their win total from last year. How about that? How about them apples, Duke?
Hey,
Kent State Flashes are hey man, the Flashes are for real. I'm looking forward to them in the Pop-Tart poll.
Well, we'll see. Also, as we're updating the folks here, Old Dominion is putting it to Troy right now. Old Dominion 6-3, Troy 6-3. Garrett Parker at for the Notre Dame people out there, at the head coach at Troy. So Notre Dame fans a little salty still at him, I'm sure. Getting into the next game, 9 p.m. kick. Minnesota travels on the road to Oregon. Can PJ Fleck in the boat rowing mount anything of substance against this? Oregon is a 25.5 point favorite.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
So,
is PJ Fleck playing for his job?
No, they're not firing him. He's 6-3. Fleck is 6-3. There's no way.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they move on from him.
You think they move on from PJ Fleck? Who you hiring?
You can get somebody.
Is that a hot take? Do I need to get my oven mitts out?
You might need to get your oven mitts out. Hey, Duke, we've seen some crazy crap going on this season with coach firings.
I think if you're Minnesota, you stay where you're at because it's hard to get people there because there's
it's a tough sell, doubt.
What do you think? So what do you think is a harder job to get people interested in? Minnesota, Nebraska, or Arkansas?
Hold on a minute. I gotta yell at some.
Oh, Rich is all good, but those are the three jobs that are. Oh, we gotta.
Dude, Nebraska is tough, man, because they're in the middle of nowhere. They're in the cornfield. I mean, they got Amish going to the games. That's a tough sell. There's no pro teams. I mean, Minnesota, you got.
I mean, you got the Vikings, Timberwolves, the Lynx.
You got the Vikings, the Twins.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Twins.
I'm trying to think who else is out there. Who's it? I feel like they got a hockey team up there. Not Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, it's the Wild.
Is it the Wild? Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be the North Stars.
The North Stars, and they went to Dallas.
Yeah. Also on the college basketball grip, Purdue up on Alabama by 2 coming out of half.
Really?
I did hold my nose and take the Jets tonight in the points.
I have not placed anything. Cavs are down 6.
Yeah, the Pacers are they're going to be playing for the lottery. It's done. I'd say Halliburton sits out the entire year, to be honest.
Wow. Yeah, I have not really watched any basketball this year.
Moving on, we'll get into some of the other games of note. Wisconsin coming to Bloomington, 28.5-point favorites. From everything that we talked about, it looks like they're going to keep Fickle. I say good luck to you.
I say Fickle's going to pull an upset. That's a trap game, even though it's at home. Give me Fickle and the Badgers.
You want to take Wisconsin in the points against Indiana that came out lackluster last week.
Give me that money line.
Money line? I'm writing this down. What time is it? November 13th.
8:05.
8:05.
7:05 your time.
Yeah. No, it's 8:05 here.
Is it 8:05? Oh, all right. Dude, you know what? The more and more I look at these Pats unis, I love them. Nike did it right. I love that matte finish on that white helmet. It's very sharp and crisp.
I like the helmet, don't like the jerseys. I think that color's ugly.
I like it.
Nah. I'm just looking here.
Florida Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, Florida Ole Miss got it on. The Lane Kiffin Bowl, the bowl for Lane Kiffin. I am interested in that just for, I guess we'll get this out of the way. I watched a little bit of Neil McCready tonight. He covers Ole Miss on the beat, and at first they were dismissing the Kiffin to Florida stuff. And tonight it's not. Hold on. But the Kiffin stuff hasn't been getting dismissed as much as they were at the beginning, and I think they've done him and Chase Parham have done a really good job of reporting on the Kiffin stuff. I think one of those things that it comes down to is that no one knows exactly what he's going to do. And there's no point in everybody sitting around speculating about it. Florida, it's one of those things that it comes down to, for me, are they really going to get Kiffin? Because the Florida people absolutely 100% equivocally think it's a done deal. After hearing,
I don't think it's going to happen. Lane, he's set where he's at in Ole Miss.
Here's just my thing on it. If he was going to leave, he would have packed in the season. And I think the one thing that he wants to do more than anything is win. I think he wants to be at the place that is going to give him the best chance to win. Do I think it is at Ole Miss or Florida? But here's the thing with Florida. You fired everybody. You fired 11 out of 12 of them. Head coaches. We've been over this. They have fired 11 out of 12. You can debate the Urban Meyer stuff. The only one to leave on their own accord is Spurrier. Period.
When he went to the Redskins.
Yes. When he went to the NFL. Spurrier's the only one. If I'm Lane Kiffin, you mean to tell me I'm going to go roll the dice where Ole Miss gives me everything that I want, and I got to go to Florida and negotiate? Unless he gets it up front that he has absolute of everything, but I doubt they do that because I think the behind the scenes Florida is probably not as big of a mess as LSU. But
no, not by far, but it's a close second.
So you have that going on. I want to throw out there just to throw it out there. LSU still got to hire a coach.
Yeah.
LSU's got to hire a coach. Penn State's got to hire a coach. If Drinkwitz leaves,
Vautech's got to hire a coach.
Yep. Now the Vautech people think they're 10 toes in on Franklin. I think James Franklin is going to
Arkansas.
Yes, I think he's going to Arkansas. And from the TikTok that we posted about us talking about James Franklin, the some of the fans have said we don't want Franklin. I don't know. Scott1515 says on TikTok, I'll admit it, Indiana is a sleeper team. I don't think Indiana snuck up on anybody this year. After the Illinois game, I think it was pretty much open kimono. They're having Paul Tagliabue, in memory of Paul Tagliabue, on the board at
Foxborough.
Yeah, at Foxborough.
Paul Tagliabue. He was my commissioner growing up, man. Not Goodell.
Well, I would say that
expanding the league from 28 teams to 32.
It was a smart move.
Very smart move. And I don't think the NFL needs to expand anymore. It's going to be too saturated.
You know what's going to happen? This is just the ultimate spitball of ideas.
Jacksonville goes to London.
No, I don't think we'll have a London team, but I think we're going to have an international Super Bowl. Think about it. It's the biggest sporting event in North America.
I don't know if the league will allow that.
You know how much money they would make?
Oh, they made gallons of money. But the NFL fans will be in an uproar. I don't think it'll happen.
Here's my thing on it. I think that they would do it in London.
See, I'm thinking Germany.
Because here's my deal. The whole London thing, I know we're going to get back to the college football, but I think we have an international Super Bowl, and I think we go to a 20-game schedule.
I agree with the latter, with the 20-game schedule, because you're going to cut down preseason.
I think you're going to get the Hall of Fame game and a week of preseason games, and that's it. And you're going to get two bye weeks, and they're going to push the Super Bowl out to the third week in March. You watch.
Yeah, I mean, that's 6 months of football.
Because
we're at 5.5 right now. You really think about the NFL calendar.
Because that extra bye week delays it 1 week. Super Bowl is mid-February, and they take 2 weeks off in between it. You add an extra week again. You add 2 extra week of games, and then you add 2 bye weeks in there, plus the 2 weeks puts it in mid-March.
And you're going to have to increase the roster sizes to like college rosters.
I think you'll see, instead of it being 53, I think they'll add
65.
Go to 65 or 70.
Yeah.
And with that being said, and this is the last take I have on it, then they're going to be able, with it being in mid-March, they're going to move the Super Bowl to every stadium in the country. That's why I think that
they should.
I think that's why I think the test dummy with this was the draft.
Very good point, Duke.
Because they tested it with the draft. Hey, they got a lot of feedback. The draft did really well, and Detroit and all these, because think about it, the draft's at the end of April.
Yep.
And you can piggyback the Super Bowl in there. It keeps you in the news cycle longer. It does everything but keep the NFL more relevant. And they're slowly
all great points, dude. Very great points.
Slowly going to add. They're slowly going to add the. They're slowly going to add the OTA things, and I think the NFL wants to go quicker into the spring to make the UFL irrelevant, because now the UFL has to adjust their schedule. You going to try to play a Sunday game when the Super Bowl's going on? Yeah, I don't think so, Joel.
I think the UFL, they're going to absorb the UFL. It's going to be like the G League.
I think that Goodell buys it. He'll buy it and put it in London.
Bring back NFL Europe.
Yep. They've already got the infrastructure there. The only thing you have to do is buy it, and you have a TV deal in place.
I loved NFL Europe growing up.
So I think you're going to see that cattle cave, and I think that's why The Rock bought it, to make enough noise in the spring to say, here's our players, and it would be great because it would be right after the draft. Guys that don't get drafted, you can send them to Europe and own their rights. And you can go get retired coaches.
Or you expand it. Or you expand it to just have 16 teams, have half the size of the NFL.
2 teams.
Two teams be affiliates. I mean, that's how the G League. The G League started out like that. Each team would have like 3 affiliates. Then, as the G League grew, the G League started getting their own teams, and they have like an Ignite team. They have a team in Mexico City.
Yeah. So.
I mean, that's what I would like for that to happen is kind of be like the G League of the NFL.
So I think that's coming.
I admit, I watch every single game, Duke, and you know that.
Yeah, I know you watch it, and I just can't do it.
Oh, I can't. Oh.
So anyway, moving on. We took the NFL detour there, just some abstract ideas. Jets, Patriots have kicked off. Justin Fields trots out.
Come on, JF.
South Carolina, A&M 19.5 point favorites. I think A&M wins that easily. The way I think it's kind of shaped up is I don't think that South Carolina is going to move on Beamer. I just don't. I think that they're going to stay pat, whether he goes to Virginia Tech or not. I think that's Virginia Tech's guy, right?
Oh, Duke, you kind of made him an interesting point last night with their beloved number 7.
I think that's also another point, and they're keeping it under wraps until that FCS season's over, because the people at Norfolk will probably explode when they hear Vic is leaving.
Yes.
So I don't know how it's going down there. I can't tell you what the win-loss record is, but the problem is that Virginia has good players. They do. Newport News. They do. They have a ton of NFL guys that have came out of there. They just all leave.
Yeah.
So I think me making the case for Michael Vick to be the head coach, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
No. And I mean that'd be a big sell. You get some big recruits out of there if Vic were to be the head coach there.
Right.
Think about it. Everybody growing up, Duke. Everybody wanted to be like Vic at quarterback.
Everybody. It was Michael Vick mania at one point in time.
It was.
That's what it was. So I look at this. As, do we see Vic take over there? Maybe, maybe not. But, Purdue just with an alley hoop. Yikes. Breece Hall with a good run. So we've said all that to say this. Notre Dame, Pitt. I think Pat Narduzzi's an absolute buffoon for saying the things he did in the media. They can beat us by 100. It's not an ACC game. What logic is that?
Notre Dame's playing an ACC schedule.
Yes, but
Go Fields. Ooh,
I gotta find this now because it's really gonna bother me. Let me see where it's at. But I just think that it's very, very interesting that he said that stuff. And we'll get to the Florida Ole Miss stuff in a second. Let's go. I think On3 is the one who posted it. Also, for some reason, the CFP chair committee is stepping down. Also, in other news, Rick George stepping away in July from Colorado. I think that's very interesting, to say the least.
Is that the SID?
No, he's the AD.
He's the AD.
Yeah, and Mel Tucker's stuff got vacated. Eli Drinkowitz pushes back on playoff or bust stuff, which I don't think Penn State people will want to be hearing that. Updated Heisman odds, Julian Sand. This is via BetMGM. Julian Sand, the leader. Him and Mendoza tied. Ty Simpson, Marcel Reed, Jeremiah Smith, Diego Pavia, Gunnar Stockton, Jeremiah Love, Haynes King, and Trinidad Chambliss are the top guys for the Heisman.
You think Lagway hits the portal?
Depending on who they hire, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who they hire, you think they...
Well, Billy G benched him, and that is what it is. But here's Narduzzi's comments. Pitt head coach Pat Narduzzi asked on whether Notre Dame is a must-win game. Absolutely not. It is an ACC. It's not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I'd gladly get beat 103 or 110-10 in that game. They could put up 100 on us as long as we win the next game or the next two after that. I don't care. What kind of mentality is that?
Be careful what you wish for, Narduzzi.
And then
also,
Steve Sarkisian on Lane Kiffin claiming dynasties are dead in college football. Sark says he says a lot. I think Sark's leaving Texas. I really do.
I think he's going to Tennessee. The Titans, not Volunteers. The Titans.
Oh, I wouldn't.
They're making. What's her name? Adams is going to make a push to try and get him.
But realistically, if I'm Sark, do you wanna leave and go there? That's my thing. Do you want to leave and go there? Considering she's fired Mike Vrabel, she's fired.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why that was the dumbest move they made. My cousin was furious when they fired Vrabes. And look what he's doing in New England, dude.
Right. I mean, they're 8-2. They're getting the ball ran on them by the Jets, so we'll see. But I don't know. That's a very interesting thing. And then Pat McAfee, AQ Shipley says that Brian Daboll is a good fit for the job.
Which job?
Penn State. So there's that at least. As we turn the focus to this, we had a comment on our short that we had posted. A commenter says if a 3-loss SEC team gets in over a 1-loss G5 or a 2-loss P4, the whole system is rigged. Agree or disagree?
There's a little bit of an SEC bias.
Here's the thing with the playoff deal. Oh, almost had it to Fields. Here's the thing with the playoff committee. They are very dangerous to blowing this whole thing up, because if the SEC does not get the teams in that they want, it's going to be a major issue. They gotta have at least 4 in from the big conferences.
I've been saying it all. You and I have been saying it all along. They got to have. You pick the best 12 teams to be done.
Yeah,
this getting 4 in here, cherry picking 3 in here, 1 at large in Notre Dame. No,
I don't think that. I do not think that Greg Sankey's going to agree to auto bids. He's just not going to do it. And then we had another comment on one of our shorts. LSU failed by firing Les Miles. We're going to be a 500 team for a while. Bandwagon fans need to pick another team. So that's how the LSU people are handling the short that we had posted. But I think that for the most part here, we're coming to a critical mass. The season's coming to an end, and teams got to find coaches. And I think there's going to be, and I keep on saying this, there's going to be teams that aren't going to get the guy that they were promised.
No, so, I mean, they're going to have to live with it. And who's to say? What if Florida Golish gets a job somewhere? Let's say hypothetically he goes to Vatech.
I think that's unlikely, but
I mean, I want him to stay at South Florida.
He's not staying at South Florida. I don't.
No, he's not. I know he's not going to stay. I mean, I'm being realistic here. I mean, it's a stepping stone. But who's to say they want LSU or Vatech goes out there and makes an offer to Golish? For turning that program around the last 3 years, you'd be foolish not to.
Here's where I think the big issue is going to come in. If you're Florida and you try to wait for Kiffin, what if they get a favorable? What if he just, not even saying they get, throw out the timeline. What if he just says no and stays at Ole Miss? Then what do you do? And James Franklin most likely is probably going to get, he's probably going to be at Arkansas. So Franklin's gone. Let's say Drinkowitz stays at Missouri. Penn State hires Daboll. And LSU hires Jeff Brom. Who you get in Florida? And you waited on Kiffin and you don't get him. Where do you go from there? Is my question if you're Florida.
You pluck Garrett Riley out of Clemson?
But you're going to hire a first-time head coach to try to take that program over and try to turn it around? I think Florida should put all their chips on the table and try to get Hartline, because it could be a clean break at the end of the year after the Michigan game. If Hartline accepts the job at Florida, he can't go through another long playoff run. True. If you're Florida, do you look at Brian Daboll? I think it's interesting on how quick the Gruden stuff died.
Yeah, that died pretty quick.
So there's no Gruden to Arkansas. There's none of that. And then here's the kicker of it all. Let's say Texas loses this week. People in Austin aren't happy. The end of November, the beginning part of December, Steve Sarkisian hey fellas, just I hear you on that, Joe. Glad to see you. made it in. But here's the problem. What if Sarkisian leaves and then Texas is open? What do you do with that?
Dude.
Because that's
this is making my head hurt.
That's instantly the best job.
Texas.
I mean, Texas is overwhelming the best job open. It's over LSU. It's over Florida. Oh, yeah. And I think the Florida people are living in fantasy land also. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree to that. You know, their hopes are on Kiffin, and I just don't see Kiffin going, man. I think he seriously stays put at Ole Miss. They're gonna have to go with somebody that's young at Florida.
So, I mean, Kiffin's 50.
Damn,
if you're 50. Lane Kiffin, do you want to restart an entire program again?
No.
I mean,
not in today's college football.
And also, if Miami loses and doesn't make the playoffs, does Miami come open?
Things will get loud down there in Florida.
Oh, it's already loud.
I mean, it's been loud. They're saying he's the James Franklin of the ACC.
And then here's another caveat. Lincoln Riley has, quote unquote, shut down the rumors to going to LSU. I don't believe him. So what happens in a world that Kiffin is staying put for now? I think the only thing that gets Kiffin out of Oxford is if Texas comes open. Yeah. So if Lincoln Riley leaves and goes to LSU, is that even possible? Would they hire him?
They would.
I think
who's to say what if it's another Brian Kelly situation? And what's his buyout going to be if it doesn't work out?
Uh-oh. Rich, did your earbuds die? Rich, can you hear me? Rich, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Rich. Hold on. Let me see if I can get Richie back in here. You good now, Rich?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
I didn't know if your earbuds died or not.
No, they've been charging.
I heard him top out. Yeah. I got a buddy. His cat's watching us. He's got a hairless cat.
Hairless pets. Weird.
I didn't know this, but fun fact about his cat. Very interesting. His cat is allergic to chicken. That breed of cat is allergic to chicken. Didn't know that.
That's something I learned today. Wow.
Yeah, I was today's years old when I figured that out last night while we were at work. But anyway, you could have Miami, USC, LSU, Texas all open.
Wow.
I don't know. And
we are in uncharted waters with coaching hires this year.
And what happens if Oklahoma loses this weekend? Choked the chicken. Oh, man. But what happens this weekend if Oklahoma loses to Alabama and the noise gets loud there?
Venables essentially had 3 years there.
So
3-year churn and burn. That's the way that's the way it's looking nowadays in college football in the coaching world.
Do they go after Heupel?
No.
He once great quarterback there.
He was. Yeah, then he won the Natty in 2000, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Makes sense. Or they bring back Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln ain't going back to Norman. Oh yeah. Oklahoma State's got to hire a coach too. Joe says, I think DeBoer might be gone quicker than Kiffin, Riley, and Sark. Could you imagine that double cross if DeBoer picks up shop and goes to Texas? That would be, talk about a meltdown. I think if you having earbud issues again, Rich? Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. But does that mean Ryan Day is going to be up for? I think the only job that could get Ryan Day out of Ohio State would be Texas. Do you think they would come sniffing around? I don't know. It would just depend what that is, but also going over some of the other games. Virginia, Duke. Duke's favored. Manny Diaz might be up for some stuff as well. I wouldn't be shocked. Texas Tech's taking on UCF. That would be an interesting endeavor. Old Dominion's coach is losing his mind as we speak. We got the Oklahoma Alabama game kicking off at 3:30. That'll be interesting watch. I will be bells on for that one. Ole Miss, Florida, the proverbial Lane Kiffin Bowl. Florida's got a bunch of guys out again, so there's that. Just some of that stuff going on, and then Utah travels down to the cult that is Baylor University. It's going to be fascinating. These next 2 weeks in college football are going to be very interesting. And then you have Texas, Georgia. So there's that. Texas, Georgia is going to be fascinating because I think it could be an end of an era if Sark loses. I think Texas would keep him. I don't think they're going to fire him, but I think he's kind of out on Texas as a whole. Because I wouldn't be shocked if he just doesn't say, I'm going to go to the NFL. He's interviewed for NFL jobs before, so that's what it is. And then the late night game, BYU taking on TCU, the battle of the three-letter abbreviation schools. I would say BYU should win that, especially TCU going on the road. It's going to be very fascinating, to say the least. So there's that. You back yet, Rich? No, I cannot hear you. Do I need to take you out? Duke, Purdue, Alabama men's basketball game. Here, I'll take you out real quick and try to come back in. This Alabama Purdue game is going to be pretty fascinating on the college hoop season. I know a lot of people just aren't there yet on college basketball. Once the first of the year rolls around and college football condenses, it'll be very interesting, to say the least. I say, but there's that. Old Dominion taking on Troy. Alabama just hits a big shot. So there's that 2 versus 8. Yeah, I got you, Joe. I think the fascinating game of the weekend is Texas Georgia by a landslide, and then it's followed by Oklahoma Alabama. What is the spread in that? And it's at Tuscaloosa. Alabama minus 5.5 is fascinating. It'll be interesting to see how Alabama responds to that going forward. I really think that it's going to be interesting to say the least. I would say that I lean Alabama. Indy Pitt just as big. Yeah, it is. But my thing on the Pitt side of it is I think that game will be entertaining for a half, and then Notre Dame will go awry. Bama can lose. I'm going to see if I can put Richie back in. You back? Nope. Can't hear you. Here, I'll take you out. Rich is having some audio issues, but it wouldn't be the show without any without things going, pretty much how they typically go. But nothing too crazy. Getting a lot of traffic on some of our shorts that we have been posting. Let's try again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's the earbuds, man.
I don't know. People were calling me. I gotta disconnect my Bluetooth on my phone. It's like Jesus Christ.
No, I'm sure it's always a fun endeavor, but yeah, I think that pretty much where we're at. I think the 3 fascinating games this weekend are Pitt, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Alabama, and I think Florida has interesting storylines because of the Kiffin to Florida stuff.
Right.
I got you, Joe. And then Texas, Georgia. Old Dominion hits another big shot. Wow. That's interesting. So I think that's the way it is. Probably tomorrow's plan is to host the call-in show, most likely. I think that's the plan for tomorrow. Rich is off tomorrow. Yeah, so anything else you're wanting to see out of this weekend?
No, I mean every weekend's always unpredictable, Duke. Anderson, come on. I'm curious to see the Georgia Texas game. What happens there?
Oh, speaking of that, we'll be live for the Georgia Texas game. I don't know, Rich, you in or out? Maybe pop in first half. Or nah.
Probably not. I might be on my way down to Columbus.
Oh, you guys are leaving again?
I'm going. My dad can't go. I'm meeting him up. Ooh, Henderson scored. My buddy Coop and I are going. It was his birthday Tuesday, so I'm doing my Christian duty for the last 23 years. I'm taking him to a football game. So,
what time is the kick on that?
7:30.
Oh, 7:30. Yeah, you'll be.
Yeah.
Night game in the shoe.
Finally, no big noon kickoff.
Joe thinks Manning's going to put on a show against Georgia. I don't know. I don't know. Billy Napier was at Georgia's practice allegedly, so he's already beat Texas. So I think that I think that's funny. People were losing their minds. Why is Napier at Georgia's practice? He was there with Kirby at Alabama. They're friends. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Let's not read into it too big.
I wouldn't be shocked if Bobo, gets an NFL job and Billy Napier's the next offensive coordinator at Georgia. Wouldn't be shocked, would you? No, you wouldn't. So I guess we've ran for an hour and 6 minutes. It is 8:45. Any final thoughts, Rich?
No. Let's enjoy this football weekend. We only got a couple more. And have a great night. One last thing, shout out to my sister. She had her baby girl tonight at 6:03.
Ooh, so nice.
We got another little one running amok in the Williams clan. So she was supposed to come yesterday, but she came today, stubborn as an ox.
Well, that's good. The baby came and everything being healthy. And my final deal is the schedule going forward will be live 7:30, Georgia, Texas. Probably start the stream 5 minutes before it kicks off. We'll have that, and then SEC call-in show on Friday night. Probably start that at 7:05. Tentatively, is where I'd want to start that. So the phone lines will be open Friday night. You want to call, get your call in, and then we'll be off Sunday and back Monday. So probably back Monday with the call-in show, and then maybe Rich will come through for a couple of hits this week, and back to business as usual. Appreciate everybody watching. If you can do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later.
Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night.